And a magnificent morning to each and every one of you. This is A21 from Black Roses Garden Community Radio. First and foremost, I would like to ask you to please keep Rose and her family in prayer, as well as my sister and her children in prayer, because they're dealing with some health struggles as well. Now, I didn't come to y'all yesterday, because between Wednesday night and yesterday, crazy was on overload. You had, as many of you may already know, many of the corporations have pulled their money from contributing to Republican parties. The big one that I like to acknowledge is Home Depot, because that owner, Bernie Marcus, was given on average of $5 billion with a B dollars to get Republicans elected, and now he has sucked that money source away from them, as places like Citicorp, etc. But again, that's public information. You can go check it out. That's a big reason why McCarthy went to Florida yesterday to kiss Donald Trump's ring, because they now believe that he is the only source they can partner with to raise money from, the little people, if you will, the $1, $5 contributions, that kind of thing. But you have Republicans in the House of Representatives coming after other members of their party, because they stood on the right side. They stood on the side of truth. And I'm speaking specifically about Liz Cheney. And I just tell them good luck with that. But another thing that I've learned between yesterday and today is that not only is the Lincoln Project, which is Republicans, a group of Republicans who said, no, I can't back this frag and naggle, not at all. And I'm really going to come out and push back with ads. Well, push back with the truth about some of those folks who are sitting in Congress. So you have the Lincoln Project, and just within the past 24, 48 hours, you now have the Republican Accountability Project, which consists of folks who worked in the Trump administration, Trump administration admin alums, if you will, who are going after those Republicans who continue to perpetuate lies to the American public. Also, I was, and I think I've told you guys this before, even these folks, the Republican Accountability Project, are saying that the numbers of Trump supporters are not as big as we think it is. She says the media is putting out like 80% of folks still, of Republicans, still believe that Trump is their man. She says it's more like 30% of those folks who are hardcore Trump supporters. So, just thought you guys might want to know that. But be that as it may, you have Matt Gaetz and McCarthy. And McCarthy, he flips whenever, he's a get-wit. If the crowd is saying do this, then he's going to do that. If they're saying something else, he's going to do that. But what kind of put me on tilt the other day was when he stepped up and said the insurrection was all of our fault. And at that point when I heard him say that, I said, let me do something else, because that's just pure unadulterated crazy. But I also see where folks have gotten nervous, if you will. And I'm just judging this strictly from comments that I've seen online. Folks are getting nervous. Oh, we're doing all of these executive orders, yada, yada, yada. Executive orders are, they are so not unusual. And I think that folks are getting alarmed because, again, they're just beginning to pay attention to the process. So, just keep stuff in perspective. I think it was FDR passed like 3,600 of them in his time as president. So let's not go off the beam with that. But I think that I'm really comforted, if you will, with is that I'm hearing and reading that the Democrats are prepared to move forward with the simple majority, to get certain urgent pieces of legislation done. And again, I know I'm kind of, following hopping around, so follow the bouncing ball, if you will. Executive orders, ideally, is not a way to govern, but we are in some desperate times now, and desperate times call for desperate measures. So whatever you guys have got to do, and I'm talking about the executive branch, the president, vice president, whatever we got to do to get on the right track, we got to do it. I also want to call you guys' attention to states who spent money that they didn't have, because as you know, when Trump was in office, he was telling the states, well, you all handle COVID the best way you can. That's what he was doing. So states were going into their resources to, to pay unemployment, to do, food programs, that kind of thing. But many states also spent money preparing for, buying freezers and that kind of thing to store the vaccines that the old administration said were coming to them. Now, we're just learning in the past couple of weeks, they lied about that too. Surprise! But they've spent a lot of money on infrastructure, trying to believe that the old administration was going to deliver. And I'm just telling you guys this kind of stuff because when we move to a new election, and as I tell you, the House turns over every 2 years. So you have 2020 that put Marjorie Taylor Greene, Lauren Boebert, and Matthew Cawthorn into the United States House of Representatives. These are the kinds of things that, excuse me, I guess the best way I can say it is those folks, that new class that came in of Republicans, are really supporting and endorsing the crazy. And that's why I encourage you guys to learn these names. Whatever state you are in, learn the names of these folks who supported insurrection, who are supporting the crazy, like Marjorie Taylor Greene from Georgia, who McCarthy, because he's the ranking Republican in the House, put her on the Education Committee. Keep in mind, this is the same broad that said the Parkland shooting was a hoax and that Sandy Hook was staged. So let that marinate in your spirit for a minute. But again, we have got to keep these names front and center. We have got to call our elected officials in our states right now, today, and every day. Call your senators. Call your House member. If you can't get through, they have websites where you can reduce your concern to writing. You can do that. You can do that right now, today. And again, as I have encouraged you before, if you don't have time to do it, assign somebody in your house to do it. We've got United States senators. Of course, your copy that I send you won't look like this. Up to 17 of them now who are saying that, impeachment is unconstitutional. They're saying all kinds of, it's just, the crazy has been on overload, as I said at the beginning. But if you notice, all those folks who are speaking out are talking about the process. It's unconstitutional, it's this, it's that, it's the other. But not one of them asses have said, have argued against the merit of it. It needs to be done. Ain't no whole lot to that. That's full stop. So we have to continue to work to be the change that we want to see. It is our holy obligation to get these folks out. And again, as an aside, I have the list. I'm happy to share it. All you have to do is send me your email address and your email address in my messenger, and I will be sure to get it out to you. Also, be reminded that Twitter has banned some of these crazies, like Bob Lindell from My Pillow and Marjorie Taylor Greene. Any businesses that are coming out in support of the truth, in support of endorsing that words matter. Words matter. Any business that's coming out supporting the Constitution and democracy, those are businesses that we need to support. I know it's a lot, because it's politics, it's economics, it's the whole 9 yards. But the good thing, the best thing that this Bama who minus 45 did is making y'all pay attention. So keep paying attention. Keep on doing your, carrying out your responsibility as a citizen. And that is, staying up on the issues, responding to the issues, and getting involved in your community. And as I just said, I'm going to tell you every day, what happened on January the 6th, that's your community. Don't you ever forget that. Your vote matters. Your vote has power. Your voice is powerful. All you got to do is begin to raise it. Those folks on January the 6th showed you that they're happy to take your voice from you. Don't let them do that. This is A21 from Black Roses Garden Community Radio. We are going to be on air tomorrow, probably around 6 o'clock, depending on how Rose is feeling. But you guys stay tuned. And just as an aside, by the way, hello, trollers. I'm not going anywhere. A21, I'm out.